We know about the stereotype of white collar workers looking down on blue collar workers as lower class or dirty, but we also need to talk about that blue collar workers stereotype white collar workers as lazy. I do think this is a piece of why there's so much hate for federal workers right now. I do know there are blue collar jobs in the Fed, like maintenance workers, park and rec, and service workers, but I don't think those are the people that civilians are angry at right now. I'm Dr. Anna Schmidt. I'm an industrial organizational psychologist, and I research the unwritten rules of work for people from working class backgrounds and people who are neurodivergent. In my research and practice with people who have moved up in social class via employment, there is a shift that happens in the type of work that you do, and it is often causes a little bit of an identity crisis. When you shift from work that is tangible and manual, like the service industry or manual labor, to work that is less tangible and has a weird balance of sometimes you have more autonomy, but sometimes you don't. People can have a little bit of an identity crisis and they can really struggle to being really good at their jobs, but not good at communicating to their leaders and playing the office politics. I'm frequently told by these people that I love my job. I wish I could just do it without all the corporate games. And switching between these and having to do the corporate games is a lot of emotional labor and it is exhausting. But a lot of these people struggle with admitting that it's exhausting and doing what they need to do to learn it because they grew up watching their parents do sometimes literally backbreaking work. And so when you watched your father lay tile or your mother lift 300-pound patients or vice versa, maybe you had like a gender swap family, good for you. You can feel tremendous guilt and be like, okay, maybe me having to code switch all day and being around other people isn't so hard. But it is hard and it is real work. And this disconnect and understanding this different type of work and seeing the different type of work is valid is part of the reason there's resentment between like executive levels and the rest of staff. And I said part of, because if you make 351 times what your employees make, which is the average of what CEOs make over their entry level employees, there are other class reasons why they might hate you. But that's another video. But the cultural part of it is that there is tension when people don't know how to translate to each other the different parts of the organization, the different parts of their job that they are responsible for, and communicating to each other when it matters. For example, I worked for an organization where one of the leaders used to call the entry level analysts the guardians of the data. And they came into training on one of the onboarding days and was like, we need you because you are so involved. You are in the Excel sheets, and I need you to speak up when I need to make a decision because you are going to know this more than I do because I'm going to know more strategy and you're going to know more like the nitty gritty. And that was such a powerful moment. And it was a really great organization. It's one of my favorite that I've worked for. And they were encouraging respectful psychological safety of I need you to speak up. I need you to know your numbers. I need you to do your job well. And it informs mine. And this is how it informs mine. And that cross-class communication is important. This is what I call cross-class cultural agility. And it's my area of expertise. Let me know if you'd like to know more about the shift from blue collar to white collar.